Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world that you're watching this video from, and welcome to my YouTube page. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking and taking an interest in my videos. It's very much appreciated. I've had a few comments from a few of my subscribers, so I thought today I'm going to be more educational, talk about my experience, the mistakes that I've made so far, or the mistakes that we've made so far, and just learn from them and just make sure you don't make the same mistakes again. So when we started the farm, we've got two different types of sheep on our farm, or you can say three. We've got some Jalonkis, we've got the Sahel types, and then we've got some crosses between the Jalonki and the Sahel, which is some of the very popular sheep breeds in Ghana, or West Africa to be precise. So yeah, our experience has been it's been a very learning curve. It's been a very learning journey. We've learned a lot along the ways. We've made some very costly mistakes that we would try to avoid in future. Hopefully, by you watching these videos, you will learn not to make the same mistakes that we made. So firstly, originally we had about 30 sheep on the farm, and we wanted to think about increasing the flock numbers. So we went and bought additional 30 sheep. In searching, to find a reputable breeder, we couldn't find any breeders in Ghana that kept records of the sheep, that can tell you about the pedigree, that can tell you about their genetics, the lines that they come from. So it was very difficult to start. So we decided to go buy the sheep from the market, which was a very costly mistake. The first mistake that we done is when we brought the sheep, the extra 30 sheep that we bought, we didn't quarantine them. So we just brought them in and left them to mingle with the flock that we already had, which proved to be a very costly mistake, very deadly, cost us a lot. Some of the sheep that we brought in from the second batch were sheep pox carriers, which to our understanding, we didn't know. The person that we got them from said, yeah, they're fine, they're healthy, you can breed them, there's nothing wrong with them. And we believed him, and we knew we were taking a risk, but we didn't think of how much it was going to cost us. So the 30 that we bought, the second batch that we bought, all of them died within the space of 2-3 months. All of them, all 30 of them died, which was very costly. And also, because sheep pox is very contagious, it spread onto some of our existing flocks, and we lost some in that too. In total, we lost about 30 adult sheep, and we lost about 12 lambs. So you're talking about 42 sheep in the space of 3-4 months, which is very costly. It's a very costly mistake. And I would advise you not to make the same mistake. Before you bring your sheep to the farm, if you already got some sheep already and you're bringing in more, make sure that you quarantine them for at least 4 weeks, 1 month, at least, 4 weeks. And make sure that you vaccinate against PPR. Make sure you vaccinate against sheep pox. Make sure they're sprayed every week. Make sure you wash them to get rid of any external parasites. Make sure you check to make sure they have ticks. Again, deworm them. But that's some of the things that you need to consider. Again, when you're buying them in the market, when you physically examine the sheep, I won't advise anyone to buy from the market. But if you do decide to buy from the market, because it's a lot cheaper than trying to find a breeder, but if you're not careful, you will end up costing you more than you would have if you actually bought it from a breeder with less risk. But you need to look around the sheep. You need to look for sheep pox. Sheep pox is a sort of disease that they get small lumps. It's like human chicken pox. They get small lumps around their feet, small lumps around their back feet and their front feet, and around along their legs, sometimes in their stomach, in between their thighs. They also get small spots and lumps around their mouth, and sometimes they get it internally, which goes on their lungs, and you can hear them. You know, sometimes they have a little cough, sometimes they have difficulties breathing, so you can hear them breathing. It's very deadly, you know, and it can wipe out your entire flock, or at least 50% of your flock. So sheeppox is very, very deadly, and it's very contagious. You know, it's airborne disease. It can spread through the air. It can spread through contaminated product items that has been around 2 different flocks. So you need to pay attention. You need to do a lot of research about sheep diseases as much as possible before you get into sheep farming. Because if you don't, in future, it might end up costing you a lot of money, and it might even demotivate some people from carrying it on. So learn from my mistake. Do a lot of research on the diseases in sheep, which I will do a separate video going into detail on the types of diseases and the type of control and prevention measures that you can take, you know, to help you with your sheep farming and with your journey. But yeah, that's some of the mistakes that we made, you know. We brought them, I mean, we lost in total about 42 sheep, you know, that we managed to get a vet in. And one of the mistakes that we also made is in Ghana, it's very difficult, again, to find a trustworthy vet. So when the sheep disease first broke out, we went and got a vet. He came on the farm. He said it's a respiratory disease, you know, so we gave them some sort of antibiotics, some vitamins to help control the disease. So we thought, yeah, we've got this under control. Everything is going to be all right. Moving forward, the sheep still kept dying. Every other day, 2 sheep dead, 3 sheep dead. You know, some of them will give birth, and then within a couple of days, the lambs, the newborn babies are dead. So I thought, nah, this is not right. You know, the vaccination that the vet gave can't be the correct medication. So I then went to another vet, and then he advised us to bring one of the 6 sheep to the vet for him to examine the sheep. So as soon as we took the sheep there, straight away he said it's sheeppox, which the first vet didn't mention. You know, so he then came on the farm, administered some ivermectin, some antibiotic disease, which is 2 course. I think he done the first one, and then in 3 days he came back and gave the second dose. You know, and that made a lot of difference because the numbers started slowing down. You know, the deaths started stopping, and everything started getting a bit better. You know, so the second vet did helped us a lot. You know, he gave the right medication, which stopped the deaths, and the lumps and the bumps on the sheep started disappearing. The sheep's health in general started getting better. All the newborn lambs was not dying, which was very satisfying. You know, I was very happy to see that we was finally moving forward. You know, so yeah, I'll tell you not to make that mistake. You know, don't buy sheep from the market. And if you do buy them from the market because you think they're cheaper or you can't get them from anywhere else, just make sure you do a thorough inspection. Check all their skin, make sure there's no ticks, check their teeth, check their feet, listen to their breathing, make sure there's not any watery discharge, anything coming out their nose. Check their eyes, make sure it's light and clear. You know, and just make sure they're in general health before buying them. And when you do buy them, make sure you quarantine them, make sure you wash all of them, make sure you spray them. But I won't advise anyone to buy sheep from the market because it's very risky and it can cost you a lot in the future. But thank you for taking time out to watch this video. There's a lot more to come. We're going to improve the breeds that we do have here on the farm. In future, we're looking to import some Dorper sheep in from South Africa, which is a better general meat breed in terms of sheep. But yeah, that will be for another video. But thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give a thumbs up.